Hello, everyone. We're back for the final round of the introduction to session 2 and 3. When we're on break, the Guardians gave me the technique that they want to run. They're going to run first an activation in the grids. That's part of the activations that we briefly talked about on the current events of what's happening this month. So I'm going to explain a little bit about how we're going to work that. For the activation, they would like Andreas and I to do what's called the Niedra stand. We've done that before, where we do what's called Lotus Link, and we link the lotus anatomy of our plasma bodies, our chakras, and we transmit together so the Guardians can run a triple wave actually through us. And we're going to sit in that chair to do that in the middle. Now, as you'll see, this chair is in the way of that code for now. That's okay, because when it comes time where you have to use the code directly, we're going to move the chair. That's after we do the activation first. So they're going to run the frequencies in the grids here at Crystal Bridgeway Site 1. And then we're going to sit here. And the reason we're not sitting here right now is because we're going to get slightly blinded by the overhead projector light right in our face. But they're going to run the frequency through the code and through us like a pillar of energy around us. And we're going to transmit directly to the camera, so you'll get the live, frequency feed from the grids to us to the camera, and it's going to pick up the base encryption of the code. And once we do that, they'll let us, and we're going to do the pillar breathing while they do that. You have Emancipation Passage on your left and Transposition Passage on your right. You inhale, bring them together, and you have Liberation Passage in the middle. Passage is breathing. We're going to use that later, all of us that are doing the technique. So we're going to do that, do the transmission. Then we're not going to take a break. We're just going to, while we're on camera, get up, move the chair out. Then they're going to run the pillars directly through us, like a big one together, and then one on each side. And there's actually another one in the room that's running. They're going to be running 3, one for liberation, one for emancipation, one for transposition passage. And there's going to be the 3 of us here that are running the code together with the Guardians. At this point, the overhead lights will be off so you can see this better, and the chair will be out of the way. So you will hear and see us on the screen on the sides. But there's going to be a technique that I'm then going to read you. It's in my hieroglyphics at the moment. They just gave it to me on break. So I will do my best to read this to you. And it's what to do with it once you're playing with the code directly on the screen. And it will involve beginning with picking up, like if your screen is, here's your screen on your computer, where you put your palms kind of like that towards your screen. And there's certain things of breathing to do that will take you into the technique where you pick up the imprint of the code. And at the end of it, it's about getting your personal encryption awakened and activated in Earth's planetary Nomi seed. And that's the first part going through the crystal caverns to get to the planetary Nomi seed. And that's the first time we've actually been able to do that fully since they started the trumpets in 2016. So this is good. And there will be other techniques given live like this where I don't have them written down yet. They're given to me as the wave starts. That through the next couple days we'll be doing some others as well. So this is like the link-in one. If you're going to do the others, you need to do this one too, kind of thing. If you happen to be catching this live stream after the fact, like if you didn't get to watch it live but you're watching the playbacks, the frequency will still be there. It'll plug you into the wave at the time when it started to run, and then wherever you are in time ahead, past that, it will still run for you, so you're not missing anything. You will get the frequency just from watching the recording of it, even if you're not here live. So I just wanted to let you know. So I'm going to follow vertical now, and again, just remember, if we're going to just do relaxed breathing while we do the transmission. While we do this transmission to you, we're transmitting directly to the camera, looking at the camera, but from there, when we sit, you can just, if you want, as you're looking at your screen, feel it as a wave of frequency coming over you. Or if you want, you can start pulling it from your screen, like just pulling the frequency from your screen with your hands. But we suggest just letting it, you can do it either way, but we suggest just letting it come, like wash over you, like waves of frequency. And it's pale rainbow colored, like the heliotalic rainbow colors, like the flames of Elisa sculptures that we use. So it's that pastel rainbow heliotalic metallic-y color. Okay, so I think we'll start with, we're going to go in here. And I just put this here because the chair has a hole in the middle, so I figured while we were speaking with you this way before we sat in the chair, it would be more interesting to look at something inspirational, like the word peace, because we really should be thinking peace these days, especially when we turn on the news and watch the craziness that's happening in the world. So we're going to move the pillows, and we're going to take up our positions here to do the Niyedra stand. You can run that the long way. Yeah, that'll work. Yep, that'll work better. Thank you. Ouch. Excuse us for a minute. How is your back? Are you okay back there? Okay. Yeah, that helps. Thank you. Oh, okay. Alrighty. Hair attack. There we go. All right. I'm just going to wait for a second as the guardians come in and begin the wave activation. Let's find our hands. Okay. And again, the Niyedra stance is when we link our chakras together. Heart chakra is front to my back. And the guardians use that to be able to transmit larger bodies of waves. We've been doing this together since 2011. So, yeah, our systems are quite used to running the frequency this way. I'm going to put my arms up on here, if that's okay. Does that work? Yeah, okay. Okay, I'll let you know when we start transmitting. They're first going to anchor the waves through us and get us breathing it in rhythm, and then they'll let us know when it's time to transmit it once we've built up enough in our fields. Okay, they're going to start the wave now. Inhale. Up, pillars. Let's pump it a few times, the pillars. Okay, now we're going to transmit right to the camera. Pardon me squinting, but I have the projector thing right in my eyeballs. But I will look at the camera to transmit this. Okay. Okay, let's inhale and hold big, and then push it out our arms right to the camera, out of hands. One more. Thank you. Okay, and there we go on that. Now we're going to go back, move the chair, and you can still pull that. That'll be running for about 3 minutes, actually. It's going to just keep running even when we move our bodies, because the wave is still there, and it's carrying the first imprint of the Mahadra Adrena code. So you can still breathe that if you want to. If you're picking it up, like let it wash over you, and just inhale and pull it and bring your passages together, and then exhale and expand into your field. We're going to move the chair and get up into reading the other part of the technique. Here we go. Thanks. Yep. Do you want that, or you can sit where you are, actually, if you want. Excuse me. You want help with that? Okay, thank you. We'll also send a special spark of this frequency to Sue Clemson, wherever she is, and thank her again for her beautiful artwork of the digital renderings of our codes. Excuse me. All right, now let's see if I can read my hieroglyphics, because it came through in 3 minutes flat. So, okay, I'm going to read to you the steps. I'm going to read to both of us the steps first to make sure I can read my writing, because it was all scratchy, but also to give you an idea of what we're going to do. Usually when they're typed up, I will read through it first and put it up on the board on a Mylar, but I don't have this on Mylar yet. It's still in scratchy form. So the first thing is we'll have the Mahadra Adrana code up on the screen, which it is. And though you'll see us in the screen, focus your attention on the code itself. And next thing, whether you're looking at your screen, to gently, and loosely cup your hands around the screen and around the code area where you're seeing the code on your screen. And they're going to have you have your hands in position, and ideally you would be sitting for this, not laying down and not standing, so sitting if you can be. Standing is better. Laying down, it'll throw the angles off a little bit. So it's a sit-up one. So you cup your hands around the image of the code on the screen. Then you're going to request mentally to the Nomi seed in Earth Core to please send a rainbow line. And it's like a mental request you just make to the consciousness of Earth's planetary core Nomi seed. And then we're going to inhale upward as if you're down in the Earth core. You can feel the frequency coming up, and inhale a current of this rainbow current up from the Earth core as a gift from the Nomi seed of Earth. And you're going to inhale it up, and again, bring in your passages as you inhale. And you're going to bring up the rainbow current from the Nomi seed in Earth's core, and you're going to bring it up to the heart of Ephema point, right there. And then just hold for a second, and then we're going to exhale it and just expand it into the heart of Ephema point. Next, we're going to exhale the rainbow spark from Ephema. Okay. Then, once you have the rainbow current running there, you're going to inhale and make it into a spark of rainbow spark. And then you're going to exhale the rainbow spark from your heart of Ephema directly into the screen, like between your hands from the heart of Ephema, directly into your screen to hook up with the energy of this code and the transmission of the wave that we sent. And this will get your personal encryption with the Mahadra Adrana code. So it's an access coding to get your encryption imprinted into Earth's Nomi seed, for EarthSync to continue the plasma template synchronization between the planetary one and your own. All right, so, and I'll read these again. So I'm just reading them for both of us now so we see what we're doing, and so I can make sure I can read my writing. Exhale, okay. From heart of Ephema into code on screen. Inhale, 2 currents. Okay, so once you activate your imprint in the code on the screen from sending that spark, then you're going to use an inhale with your hands there, and you're going to pull an image of the code, one in each palm, and you're going to imagine an image of it and the code doubling, and you're going to use the inhale to pull your pillars together or your passages together and to bring an image of that code through the palms, up the arms, and into the azure, that's up here. So you have heart of Ephema down here that starts this, and then you bring the imprint of the double code up into your Azure. And then when it's at the Azure, you're going to exhale it and just expand the image of that code, but bringing it back to one code instead of the two that we had, one in each hand. Now it's going to be one, go back to one in the Azure area. And the next thing we'll do is we're going to inhale again into the Azure, contracting the Mahadra Adrana code into a tiny rainbow spark in the Azure. Then we're going to exhale the rainbow spark down to the heart of Ephema point. So down to the heart of Ephema point. Then we're just going to do a few relaxed passage breathing with the focus on the heart of Ephema point where the spark is, and just inhale and bring passages in. Exhale, just a few of them, and I'll see how many they run through when I'm running the technique live instead of just reading it to you, which I will also read it to you because I don't have it memorized yet. I just learned it. Okay, then we will, let's see, bring imagination to the passages to the center. Yeah, okay. Inhale and bring exhale down using exhale. Spark back to, okay, then we're going to after we do a few of those energizing breaths in the heart of Ephema point, energizing that spark, the rainbow spark that's carrying the Mahadra Adrana code in there, then we're going to inhale the passages together and hold for a moment, and then we're going to use the exhale to push the rainbow spark and the code down through your central vertical current back into the Nomi seed in Earth's core. And then what it's doing is it will take your imprint, the encryption, your personal one that nobody else in the whole Cosmoverse has except you, and it will take it with the access code that allows you, the Ark of the Covenant code will allow you to access the Nomi seed and to bring your personal imprint in this time and place into the Nomi seed. So once we get the spark with the code down in the Nomi seed again, we're just going to do a little bit of gentle passages, breathing again, and observe, like put your plasma body eyes down there and observe that the personal Mahadra Adrana code that you sent down, as you do the pillar breathing or the passages breathing, it progressively expands into Earth's Nomi seed, and it will hit a point where it's reached full expansion, and that means your imprint is encrypted into the planetary Nomi seed. A lot of us will already have an encryption in there because we came with the planet in its original state, but some of us are actually from other places and have different incarnational journeys to get back through the way we came. The way we came in is the way we have to go out. So if you happen to be a being that was originally from some other planet or star in some other system, and you happen to be on Earth in this incarnation, by doing this technique, you can imprint your code from this lifetime into the Nomi seed. So you're being added to it as if you weren't on the bus when it first came in, but you can get on the bus now. So it allows everyone to get access to that. And that even applies to Fatally and Gonfall people. They can access too. They can't do harm when they get there. If they try to, it just bounces them right back out. But it gives the availability to everyone, even if you weren't fortunate enough to be one who came in from the original wave that Earth actually as a consciousness birthed through. Okay, so let's see. Let me read the next step here. Okay, so as we're doing the gentle passages, breathing and observing, as our little spark with our personal Mahadra Adrana access code is expanding into Earth's core Nomi seed, there'll be a point where it reaches, you can just, it's like a feel, and it's a little bit different for everybody, and they'll call it, they'll let me know when it's time to move to the next step and stop that breathing, because they kind of get a sense, the Guardians will sense for where they are. They can sense when everybody has reached enough expansion level where I can't do that from a personal level. And so some people aren't waiting 3 hours and breathing for 3 hours, and others are done in 3 minutes or whatever. There'll be an average space where they will all expand into the same place so we can move to the next step. Because when the next step is, we just keep doing the breathing, but the Earth core Nomi seed will send us back a spark, and it's called a spark of Foy. Foy, flames of urea. So it's a spark of the urea flame currents. The urea flame currents are from the Fe consciousness field, Uralite Conservatory, and they come down through the crystal bridge passage, through the 3-domain passage sets, into the planetary grids. They start way up, and they come down through the cosmoversal structures, down to the universal structures, down to the metagalactic structures, and finally into our solar galactic structures here, solar system, and to our planet. And then they come to you. So there's this whole step down, but we will each receive, and it comes down through into the Earth's Nomi core, Nomi seed core. And then it will send us a back spark up of the Foy currents. So it will give us our first flame of urea activations, and that's the beginning access point for the other techniques that will, come following this. So that is, that's it. So now I will read them through without talking around in between them as well. Okay. Let's just relax a little bit and just do a little bit of relaxing passages, breathing. Okay, I'm feeling the individual currents come in on the three of us. I'm feeling that. Okay. I'm waiting for something. There's going to be something. There's three of us here. Actually, there's only 2 fit on camera. There's a thing that's going to open at a spot that connects to Earth's Nomi seed, and it's going to open a pillar between the triangulation of us here. So that will strengthen the code. So when you work with this, it will give you the live field of energy to pick up, the code on. All right, so we're just waiting for a little pop on that one. It won't take long. Okay, there it goes. Alrighty. Okay, now. All right, we start again with loosely cupping your hands around the image of the Mahadradrana as you see it on your screen. And continue gentle passages, breathing. Now, just do an exhale first to empty the lungs. And hold at the exhale for a moment. And now inhale a rainbow current up from the Nomi seed in Earth's core, up into your heart of Ephema point, and hold for a moment at the top of the inhale. And then again, your hands are still cupped around the image. And now exhale, and directly from the heart of Ephema, exhale that rainbow spark directly into the code on the screen. Hold for a moment at the bottom of the exhale. Are you going to use the inhale to inhale 2 currents and 2 images of the code, one into each palm and up the palms, arms, and into the Azray. So, hold at the top of the inhale, and then gently exhale, and expand Mahadradrana code into your Azray. Okay, again, using passages, breathing. Let's inhale into the Azray and use the inhale to contract the Mahadra Adrena code into a tiny rainbow spark and hold at the top of the inhale. Then gently exhale the rainbow spark down into the heart of Ephema point. And then just do a few relaxed passage breathings into the heart of Ephema point. That will energize the spark in the Mahadra Adrena code. We're waiting a little bit to build charge, so let's just keep gently breathing into energizing that Mahadra Adrena spark at the heart of Ephema point. Okay, now we're going to inhale into the heart of Ephema point and use the inhale to tighten the spark and code into a small, even smaller spark. And hold at the top of the inhale. Then we're going to use the exhale breath to exhale the spark with the Mahadra Adrena code on it down into Earth's core Nomi seed. Now we just do gentle passages breathing for a little bit as in every breath, inhale and bring your passages together, and when you exhale, the exhale actually energizes and helps to expand your Mahadra Adrena coded rainbow spark down into Earth's Nomi seed. So let's just gently do passages breathing and feel the sensation of your little rainbow spark expanding into Earth's core. And as it expands, first it's a little tiny version of the Mahadra Adrena code, and then it progressively gets larger and larger as if it's filling the whole core of the Earth Nomi seed. And though everyone is using the same Mahadra Adrena access code, the density 4 access code, everybody has their own encryption embedded into it now. Everybody that has run this technique. So you've joined the fleet of Hostmaster Guardians that are encoded into Earth's planetary Nomi seed. They're getting ready for the Foy spark to return, the backflow spark. It's not there yet, though. We're still expanding our rainbow spark with the Mahadra Adrena code. Okay, they said they're getting ready for the Foy spark return, the backflow return spark from the Nomi seed of Earth core. They're going to let us know when to do this together, and when they say it's releasing now, they're going to have us like all inhale together, inhale up and hold, and we're going to inhale first into the heart of Ephema point. We're going to inhale that spark, and it's again a rainbow, heliotalic pastel rainbow spark. First, we're going to inhale it up into the heart of Ephema point and hold there for a little bit, and then do that top up on the inhale and bring it up to the Azray point. And from there, we're going to expand it from both points out into our biofields. And it will activate in both the plasma body happy bubble field imprints in our plasma body structure, and also begin the activation levels of bringing the plasma body frequencies into our light body and Templar structure, our chelantic external light body structures as well. Okay, so let's see. They're like, wait for it. We'll get it. It's going. Okay. They said when the spark releases, it, will come up directly, through your base chakra and, up your system. You may sense it coming up through your base chakra. It may be tingly or whatever, so that's normal, just so you know, just in case. Wouldn't want anybody to worry about that. Okay. Okay, so it's releasing now. So they're asking us to inhale, bring our pillars together, and pull that spark, that voice spark up. Pull it up into the heart of Ephema point and hold. And then top up the inhale a little bit more and pull it up the Azure and hold a little bit more. And then from both points, the heart of Ephema and the Azure, expand the spark out into your field. And do 4 expansion breaths where it's 1 from both points is your D1 density 1 level. 2 is your D2 density 1 level. 3 is your D3 density 1 level. And the 4th is your density 1 happy bubble. The Guardians is saying, very good, well done. That was well synchronized as far as, because they can see everybody who's doing it on the planet. They said it's not just on your planet. Okay. So apparently this is being done in other space-times as well. They're connecting. We're all connecting together through the Crystal Ridge Passage and related anatomy. Okay. And they said, let them know that we're going to have a water technique. I don't know what it is yet. I just hope it's warm water, because I don't like cold water, unless I'm drinking it. So it's not going to be now, but that's like during these few days that we're going to be running session 2 and 3. Is there anything else they want me to say? Let me think. Okay. They're nudging me to share something that's quick but funny. I saw a particular image that really wrapped up the freak out feeling that the whole crazy pandemic, COVID-19 shutdown of our entire economy in America, how many millions of people are unemployed now, this absolute insanity that we've been living. There was a really funny get well card that I saw. And I'm just going to share it for a moment because it kind of it gives you the medical concept of, the freak out of COVID-19. And it just it made me smile because it kind of released a little bit of the tension around that, just because it was funny. So I'm going to share this with you. I think you can zoom in on it. It's just really silly. And I don't even know who did the image. It was on a greeting card, in a greeting card store. But I had to share this with you because that's how I feel about the whole COVID thing. It's like, whoa, help. Yeah. And as far as the Guardian's stance on COVID, they'd already said that it was, not an accident, but you can't point fingers down here as to who did that because it wasn't on purpose down here, but it was on the fatally spectra. And they're going, and they're asking if we wear masks, right? And the Guardian's stance on the whole mask issue is, first of all, if you want to get expertise on politics, ask politicians. If you want to get expertise on medicine, ask doctors and healers. And when you get the two confused, it becomes very confusing. It is common sense, too, if you are in a very close environment with people's spittle flying around. Some of those people may have the virus. You may be immune. You may have the virus and don't know it and have no symptoms. if you're in close proximities like that, like if you're on an assembly line in a factory and having to work, yes, they should wear masks. If you're going to a beach and you're not like hanging out with a bunch of people on a blanket, it would depend for me if I would wear it. We have masks. Andres and I have been wearing masks for the last 3 months when we go to certain places. Do we wear them with each other? No. Do we wear them with our immediate family who we see all the time and we're like, so close we might as well live in the same house? No. But when we go to the grocery store, if it's going to be busy, yeah, we will. For now. Will we always? No. That is our interpretation of it. The Guardians would just like to know, like you to know, that whatever you choose, it's your choice. And if you make a medical reality a political issue, you're going to confuse yourself, and you're going to put yourself at risk in ways that you don't need to. Apparently, the masks have become a political statement, almost like you can tell a Democrat because it wears a mask. And that's not really true. That's just some of the meme stuff that goes out on the internet. Masks are important if you're in close proximity, and at least for now, while the virus is still alive and, taking people out. There's over 100,000 people in America that were killed. That's a lot. Yes, it could have been worse. Could have been a lot better, too, if they hadn't waited so long to start doing things about it. But that didn't happen. So we're here now. So whether you do a mask or not, it's completely up to you. But it was funny. I felt like I probably won't get the COVID thing. If I do, it'll probably kill me. But because I have, lung issues. But I didn't feel at risk. But I felt guilty if I didn't wear a mask. Because what if I happen to have it and be asymptomatic, where I don't get symptoms? It doesn't make me sick. But what if I did have it? And I'm out there without my mask, spreading it to people who might not have any immunity to it. So for the times when it was really, really running rampant in, our locality, yes, we would wear masks. And if not for ourselves, it was more for protecting other people. So if you can't do it for yourself, I suggest doing it to protect other people, but not everywhere. You don't have to put your mask on when you wake up in the middle of the night to use your bathroom kind of thing, unless you happen to live in like a huge brothel or something where everybody's sharing the same bathroom. Then you might want to think about it. But anyway, we just wanted to make a little comment on that and share again. This too shall pass. And in the meantime, don't let it freak you out too much. And thank you. It was a privilege sharing with you this evening and morning. We'll see you sometime tonight, which probably means early tomorrow morning, for session 2A and B at least. So thank you for joining us, and hope you have a good day, and stay well, stay safe, stay sane. Yeah. Good night, good morning.